Welcome into Friday Night Football Fever. We have taken the Fever on the road to Covington County. It's my alma mater, Andalusia, at home tonight against the Thomasville Tigers. It was a Region 1 Class 4A showdown. We have action from all over Fever Country, from here in Covington County and on up into the capital city. We'll have plenty of highlights coming your way. But hey, let's start. Got my notes here beside me. Let's start right here on this field. Andalusia and Thomasville. Boy, it was a high-scoring affair for one team here. The home team in this one. Opening drive for the Andalusia Bulldogs, and they march right down the field. Ethan Wilson, the quarterback, calls his own number in for the score. We are live from downtown Atlanta. 24 hours from right now, we will know the champion of the Peach Bowl at the Georgia Dome. Will it be Alabama or Washington, packing the bags for another trip, this time to Tampa for the national championship game on January the 9th. Today, of course, Friday, one day before the game, the team's holding their final walkthroughs earlier today, and the coaches held their final press conference. Hey, when you're said to be a bubble team and you make the NCAA women's tournament, that's the kind of reaction you expect. The Auburn women, well, they're going dancing. Tigers are the 9 seed in the Dallas region and will face St. John's Friday at 6:30 in Waco, Texas. The first trip to the dance since '09 for Auburn.
Stephen Gunner.
We are live from the Alabama State Acadome. It's day number 2 of action for All-Star Sports Week. Inside the Sting Dome means basketball. Boys and girls, North versus South All-Star games tonight. You're looking at a live picture from the girls game as we speak. Currently under 5 minutes before the half. The South squad in the red leading 20-14 over the North. And I heard some people singing the Fever song. The PA was giving us Fever shout-outs all night here in Tuskegee, so we thank them for that. They welcomed us with open arms. But, Coach, we'll get right to it. 7-3 record. This community's just been buzzing about this team. You guys pick up another impressive win tonight. Almost got the shutout, but you got to be impressed with how this team finished the regular season.
Yes, I'm really so proud of these 17 seniors and this entire football team for just the work ethic that they displayed all year.
Meet Steve Sarkisian, Alabama's new offensive coordinator. Nick Saban naming the former USC and Washington head coach as Lane Kiffin's successor earlier this evening, as Alabama hit the practice field for the first time in preparation for the Washington playoff semifinal in Atlanta on New Year's Eve. He'll take over the OC job after the playoffs when Lane Kiffin officially leaves for the head coaching job at Florida Atlantic. Here's Saban's comments tonight on Sarkisian. Well, the Montgomery Biscuits are featuring a ton of talent this year, as we expect every year in Montgomery. The playoffs last year, and there's a good chance that they can make the playoffs again with the hot start they are off to this year. Hey, one of the prospects, we're going to show you some video of the 3rd overall prospect for the Tampa Bay Rays organization. That's Willie Adames, the shortstop. You see him here. MLB.com ranks him as the 80th best prospect in the entire minor leagues, number 3 for the Rays. 3-2 pitch on its way. Bowers lines that to right, and that dropping in for a base hit. Depew is in. Here's the throw from right. Kirakunto scores, and that is a 2-run single for Jake Bowers. Coach Taylor, this was actually his 200th career win, so congratulations on that. I know you had a lot of success at Strawn and also now here at Andalusia. But tonight, let's talk about tonight. 37-0, big region game. You know, what worked for you guys against this team?
And WSFA Sports Director Stephen Gunner is inside the Georgia Dome right now with the latest. Stephen.
Hey, Casey, yes, as you said, Alabama rolling on. I believe the shirts they just put on at the end of the game still rolling. Yes, tied 24-7 over Washington. Doug's going to pan over because it was just been pandemonium the last 30 minutes since the clock struck 0. Alabama heading back to the national title once again, Tampa bound. So fans, players, pack your bags. We are live inside of the Alabama State Acadome. It's Monday Madness, Selection Monday, whatever you want to call it. The NCAA men's tournament announced yesterday. The women's announced tonight, and the Hornets are pretty pumped up, if you can hear them behind me. ASU winning the SWAC championship on Saturday, and we'll find out here in a matter of minutes where the Hornets will be heading for the NCAA women's tournament. 2nd straight year. Coach Frida Freeman-Jackson joins me now. Like we said, there's a waiting game, Coach. We don't know where you're heading yet, but how is this excitement and kind of the nerves building up to finding out your opponent?
Yes, I'm telling you, I'm so extremely proud of the young ladies.
Live inside of Riverwalk Stadium, it's Meet the Biscuits night. The team just introduced moments ago right behind us, 2 days away from opening day here in the Southern League. The Montgomery Biscuits will actually be on the road visiting the Jackson Generals to open up the year. The roster introduced and released today. One of the guys joining us right now, Jake Hager, an infielder, played here in 2014. We just announced our 2015 Friday Night Football Fever Star Athlete of the Year, Shaquille Johnson, the quarterback for the Lee Generals. Congratulations, Shaquille. Jeremy Johnson from Carver, Justin Thomas, who plays at Georgia Tech now, Josh Thomas, who plays at Appalachian State, some of the guys that have previously won this award. So congratulations. First off, over 3,000 yards total offense, around 35 total touchdowns. How'd you pull off these numbers? Well, earlier in the day, former Crimson Tide great Woodrow Lowe receiving the Alabama Football Legend Award presented by Regions Bank. The former three-time All-American linebacker joins Bobby Bowden and Pat Dye as the recipients of that great honor. Congratulations to Woodrow Lowe. Well, what a way to go out. Troy holding its final practice inside of Veterans Memorial Stadium today. And as a parting gift, every senior was carried off the field by his teammates. Not a bad deal for those seniors as the Trojans continue Dollar General practices next week in Mobile. Well, Bruce Pearl just got a big boost to his roster right now. The former Spain Park big boost, that is. 6'11" big man Austin Wiley joining the Tigers at practice today as an early enrollee. And Bruce Pearl says he will play against Mercer in Auburn's next game on Sunday. Wiley's parents, former Auburn basketball stars as well, so he knows all about Tiger basketball. We'll keep our eye on him this Sunday. Hey, don't forget the Camellia Bowl. This is a gift the guys got this week. Camellia Bowl tomorrow, 4:30 kickoff on ESPN. We'll have your highlights tomorrow night. We are live from the Prattville Marriott Legends. Tonight is the night for the Autauga Education Foundation A-Plus Banquet. Let's take a look at some of the video from just moments ago. Now, through the success of this banquet, which has been going on for years, more than $300,000 have been granted to enhance academics here in the county of Autauga County. Now, special guest speaker for tonight, it's UAB head football coach Bill Clark, and he is, of course, very familiar with the area here. The former Prattville Lions head coach had a hand in this banquet for many years. He had a chance to meet and greet with a few folks earlier tonight. We saw Coach Clark actually a few weeks ago with the Raycom Media Camellia Bowl Youth Clinic. He and his staff were helping there at Crampton Bowl. And speaking of Coach Clark, he is nice enough to carve out some of his very busy schedule and join us right now. Coach, thanks for joining us. Back in Prattville, I guess you love coming back to events like this.
Yeah, it's fun. Obviously, we started this event many years ago now, and to get asked back, maybe get to help just a little bit. It's
the #1 overall pick in the NBA draft from the SEC. LSU fabulous freshman Ben Simmons, the top pick overall to the Philadelphia 76ers in tonight's NBA draft. Simmons pretty sharp there in Baton Rouge, averaging just over 19 points and 12 rebounds a game. Welcome into Friday Night Football Fever. What a show we have lined up tonight. Let's get right to it. Out at Crampton Bowl, the 4-0 Lee Generals and Coach Tyrone Rogers taking on Carver in need of a win. The Wolverines just 1-4 on the season. Second half, Lee up 2 in this one. Carver quarterback Willie Smith back to pass, but he's going to be picked off by Ja'Cory Hawkins for Lee. But the Generals won't get any points off that drive, so it goes back to Carver. Later in that third, a field goal attempt. Caleb Mosley would drill it for the Wolverines. Coming to you live from downtown Atlanta, we are inside the Media Hotel, and what a jam-packed morning we had this Thursday morning here leading up to the Peach Bowl. Alabama and Washington inside the Georgia Dome holding Media Day. It's the final day that the media gets to speak with players from both sides before the 2 o'clock kickoff on Saturday. Have a look at Media Day. There was 1 hour on the clock, and the Tide and Huskies were wide open to the media.
For the last 2 years.
Including Nick Saban. Plenty of cameras on him, and what's on Saban's mind 2 days prior to kickoff. How about planning for Washington's trick plays?
They don't just use trick plays. They're very effective at executing those plays as a part of their offense, and they have a significant number of them. So it really is difficult to prepare for all of them because you don't know which ones you're going to get.
Media Day gives us a chance to catch up with all the players, like Sean Dion Hamilton, the former Carver linebacker who is recovering from a knee injury suffered in the SEC championship game. He gave us an update on his progress.
Well, I'm doing good. I had surgery after the game, and I'm progressing really good. Rehab's going great. Every day, I'm getting a little bit better, and I'm off my crutches now, so ready to watch the game on Saturday. You know, one thing that's good is, you know, I have a lot of teammates who've gone through this injury, older brother, so, you know, those guys are, you know, were just keeping me positive, you know, especially, you know, Eddie Jackson. He was back there in the locker room with me the whole time, you know, while I was down. So, you know, great teammates, and, you know, my family, they're going to help me get over this situation. You know, it's going to make my story that much better one day.